Hello friends, welcome to all in the video on body language. Friends, today I would like to give you the concept of body language and why this body language is very necessary at our workplace. So we will go. So the objective of this video is here you will get the complete concept of body language, different aspects of body language and body language at a workplace. So first of all, I would like to discuss with you the concept of body language. Actually, body language is the supplementary to spoken language. So whichever the language we are going to select for communication purposes, body language add essence in our day-to-day communication. So body language is the communication done through different parts of our body other than the tongue. So in layman's concept, body language is also called kinesics. So in case of body language, it comprises the head, face, eyes, hands and legs. So we communicate by making use of all parts of our body and we try to send our message and get effectivity of such a message. For that purpose, there are different aspects of body language. Now, why body language is necessary at a workplace? So, it is very essential to hold your body very properly, because if you want to bring professionalism at a workplace, then body language plays vital role. Also, if you want to create good image among the whole group, then here you have to pay attention. Also, you can get here very good impression on the others. You can create confidence, you can display confidence, as also you can have self-assured personality in front of others if you are holding your body language accurately. Side by side, you have to remove negativity if it is created in the mind of the others because of your bad posture, bad gestures. Also, you can remove misunderstanding if it is created about you, then here you have scope. So overall, you have to make your communication successful, and for that purpose, not only the selection of words are here important, but the contribution of body language also plays important role. So you have to remember one more fact, that if we are having successful communication with others, it is only because of only 7% contribution of the words, 38% contribution because of our paralanguage, and 55% contribution is made of body language. So the maximum impact is created by body language, hence we have to study body language. After that, there are different aspects of body language. As we are using all parts of our body, different organs of our body, they are taking a part in communication, hence there are different aspects of body language. So first of all, eye contact. Here we have to use our eyes very wisely to convey our messages. Second is your facial expressions, where we have to use different organs of our face to convey that messages. Third is gestures, that is use of our hands to convey the messages, especially when we are having speeches, presentations. Here gestures can send that message appropriately to the others. Also postures, that is position of our body while sitting, standing and while walking. Then paralanguage, that is language which is parallel to our spoken language. And last one is your dress and appearance, which is related to how we have our impact on the others. So we will discuss first of all eye contact. So it is expected at a workplace, if we maintain 50 to 60% eye contact in face-to-face communication, then it is useful to create a very good rapport with the different people and we can have a very good tuning with them. But if we are having only 40% eye contact with the people with whom we are talking or communicating, it shows that we are having lack of interest in the communication. So if we are going to look down during communication, so it is easily registering. Means if we are going to listen to someone and if at the time if we look down, it means it is giving the message to the others, to the speaker, that we are registering whatever we are listening. So it is expected if you feel uncomfortable in between face to face interaction, communication with different people, then you can look in between the eyebrows, so that you will never feel awkward or any kind of uncomfortability and win the trust of others. So here are some of the examples. If you stare at someone, it means you have to correct your behavior, modify your behavior. If you are looking upwardly, it means you are going to remember some of the facts which are asked to you. Second is your facial expressions. So face is called index of one's mind. So face is such type of organ of our body where all types of emotions are easily reflected. So it tells your mood, it tells your attitude, it tells you all types of emotions. So face is called here index of one's mind. So all the types of emotions, it may comes here naturally. Hence it is easily identifiable which type of emotions you are having at present. So facial expressions contains here a very good contribution of our hairs, eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, cheeks, etc. And it conveys lots of messages to the others. So some of the facial expressions are here done voluntarily, and sometimes it is done here involuntary. So it is easily identified to the others what is going on in our mind. So smirk on face are easily traced, which gives us false happiness. Also, if we are having furrowed forehead, it tells that something is strike in our mind and not agreed upon on that particular issue. So such type of facial expressions can be given at some time to show some sort of the negative emotions. Next is your gestures. So gestures is a very important non-vocal communication. Not all the gestures carries appropriate meaning. Culture wise, country wise, gesture carries different meanings. For we have to first of all say that not all gestures are here commonly accepted or worldwide. So gestures are nothing but these are the movements of hands, face and other parts of our body, and togetherly we are giving some sort of the expressions. So these are the expressive movement of our body, and these are done very voluntarily at the time of spoken communication. So it makes our communication more vital. So in case of presentation, if you want to get your point well understood by the audiences, then you can use your gestures very widely. So some of the times we go for, yes, when we are meeting with someone, then we forward our palms or our hands to greet someone. So it indicates that you want to shake the hands. If you are going to shrug your shoulders, it indicates that something is unknown to you or maybe surprising right now. So bowing in Japan, if you are going to bow in front of others, it means you are going to welcome someone. If you are showing index finger, it indicates that you are going to point out something. And if you are having movement of your some of the fingers, it indicates that how the domination you want to create. So that kind of all impressions are created with the help of gestures. Next is your posture. Posture means here position of our body. So every posture or any kind of position is well expressive as well as defensive. So the way we stand, the way we sit, the way we walk, it carries all types of meaning, unknowingly or knowingly one. So good posture indicates how confident you are, how very good attitude you are possessing. For that purpose you can find out that type of the differences in the given image. So poor postures where we bend, poor posture where we have bending in the legs, but the good posture is nothing but this is here balanced or upright posture is here indicated. So here you can find out the different postures. The person who is keeping his legs on the table and crossing his both hands at the behind of his head, it indicates how the person is enjoying his leisure period or free time. So it gives the impression to the onlookers that the person is already done his work. Another picture can show you the lady who is having bend, she is bending, yes, her back is not uprightly So it is bent little bit. It shows that the lady is having some fear in her mind, and it shows her feeble personality. In the next picture you can see here that the lady is going to walk, or we can say run. So she is walking for some sort of the fitnesses, that kind of impression we are getting. The next aspect is very important, that is the paralanguage. So paralanguage is known as a vocalics. So it is a supporting to spoken language. So para means here like, so this is the like language. So paralanguage contains here sometimes how we raise our voice, how we low down our voice or our volume quality. It also having necessary changes into the pitch, speaking rate, with which speed we are communicating with the others. Also what kind of voice quality you are having during the communication. This is called here paralanguage. It is very necessary in case of presentation or giving the speeches. So by altering our tone as well as using the gestures, we can enforce what we are saying and emphasize what we want our audiences to remember. So it is very necessary to use paralanguage so that the audience will come to know which point is very essential from the thinking point of view and where we have to pay attention. Then the next one is here dress and appearance. Yes, so it is called your first impression is called last impression. So from that point of view we have to look at our attire, our dress code, selection of our dress code, as well as how we appear, how we groom ourselves for our workplace. Because the way we dress, the way we appear in front of the others, it tells how much we are interested in our job. Also it tells what kind of attitude we are having. Also it tells physical attractiveness. Little bit physical attractiveness is very essential from the job point of view, because your assessment, accurate assessment if you want to be done, then here you have to pay attention, because great deal of information is conveyed through your dress as well as through your grooming personality. So the next is here some of the do's and don'ts regarding your dress and appearance. So grooming is essential when you are going to prepare yourself for your workplace, for your job. Then always appear in the formal dress code. Formally you have to present yourself. Avoid non-traditional attire which is not suitable to you. Also hair colors you are not supposed to apply. Also body piercing, yes, stand uprightly. Do not use your earrings. Beard is having very lack of influence on the others, better not to keep your beard. Mustache also having no influence on the others. So unusual hairstyle you should not have at your workplace, so you should present yourself very much formally. So thank you everyone. I hope that you might have understood the concept of body language and how is it is very essential from the professional point of view. So you have to follow the given tips. Thank you once again.